talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she need down the ride, oh I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. You like the gear? Tina be putting it down, baby. Everything blue around these parts. Even my Christmas tree is blue. What they gotta tell you? Listen, I'm gathering, you all are sending me all over the country. You're reaching out to the voice of the voiceless as if I'm somebody. I'm just a guy on YouTube telling me that your union presidents, your shop stewards are telling you that your contract is pretty good. So I'm gonna touch this video on three different aspects. Stick around so you can hear all of it. So if that is your union shop steward's opinion, let that be their opinion. And they should know, being that they're supposed to be representing the will of the people that they represent, that they can't force their will on you, okay? So I've said this before, and I'll say this again in a nonpartisan way. If you like the contract, then vote yes for the contract. If you don't like the contract, then vote no for the contract. But by the means of me is no union shop steward supposed to sit there and try to force your own people that put you in that position to do your will. That's not how things work. And then, part two, for the union to sit there and tell people that, I guess maybe behind the scenes somewhere, some people are talking about a call out day, and then they go into this whole thing about, well, you can't strike. And I watched this little Renfro thing the other day, and I'll talk about that in a second. Talk about there is no call out, and if you do, you better be incapacitated. Incapacitated, you know what? Suck your mama, boy. Whose side are you on? Okay? If you are a union shop steward, your whole purpose is to enforce the contract. Now, please do tell Jay where in the contract that if a person calls out one day that they need to bring in documentation showing that they were incapacitated. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Show it to your shop steward, because it's bullshit. If you're there to enforce the contract, even the bullshit contract that you got, who the hell are you telling your people? And this is all over. Y'all must have had a whole president's thing to tell you, you better tell them people don't call out or they all gonna get written up and removed. First off, people got sick days for a reason. You cannot make rules up. That's what we have a union here for, is to enforce the fact that management can't make rules up, right? Because then they grieve it. Or you're there to enforce the rules to make sure that everything goes correct. So how is it that you, as a representative of the people that are there, telling them, even uttering those words, if you go out, you know that we can't defend you. If you can't defend them, then get the step in, okay? Change the culture. If you've heard that, just know it ain't at your station only. I got so many emails. And let's drop facts. I'm gonna break it down in layman terms for everybody to understand. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, okay? Because you can't tell somebody how to feel, number one. You can't tell them you should vote for this contract, because people are not blind. People are open-minded. This new generation ain't dumb, okay? They have more than we had when we started, and it's called that computer in their hand. That computer, it gives them information. So no matter what you say out your mouth, if it's bullshit, they can second check it, 3 check it, 4 check it, 5 times check it over and see if it's real. Now, if you don't believe what I say, maybe you need to check your job duties, because I can pull them up for you if you like. And anybody that wants to check what the job duty of an actual union representative is, then you can look it up for yourself as well. But you are not to tell people, hey, if you do this, then this will happen and I can't represent you. Where in the contract does it say if a person calls out one day that they can get fired? Show me in the contract. Show me. Somebody in my video description, there is my email. Send it to me. It ain't a strike if they're calling out because they sick. Now, let's be clear. I don't condone no strikes. None. But I don't condone nobody trying to force your will on the will of another person. I got a bunch of people I work with. We don't agree on the politics. We don't agree on who we like in life. We don't agree on who we would marry. We may not agree on sexuality, but I agree that as a human being with their own individual thoughts in mind, that they can do and feel how they want. Which brings me up to my next thing. The people that are saying, oh, Renfro's thing is pretty good. Renfro even said it. I heard him. He had this little thing that they had on Reddit, and I listened to that whole 1 hour bullshit thing, and I saw the thumbs down because it was bullshit. It bugs me out because I'm not even a carrier, but you could read bullshit. It looked like dude was on coke, but you know what? That's my speculation. My bad. I apologize for even saying that. Anyway, gonna sit there and say, this is the best we could do. I know that if we went to arbitration, this is what he said, if we would have went to arbitration, we wouldn't have gotten no more than that. This is just the best we could. This is just, historically, this is what has gone on, and this is, we got the most of it. Now, while he's saying this shit, if he truly believed it, he would have, number one, not deleted his Facebook and continued to take questions. That's number one. And number two, for 18 months, he would have been telling people straight from the get-go, look, we can aim high, but these are your expectations, just like I told y'all. He could have kept it 100. He could have said there's a lot of complexities that go on with negotiations, just like I've been telling you. Don't believe me? Go back to my comments. Go back in my videos. I've been telling you the same thing. He could have kept it 100 instead of sitting there stringing y'all along, telling you, oh, well, nothing. Matter of fact, he said nothing. Every time the question was posed to him, we'll see. All that time, he knew it was a bullshit-ass contract. From the day he even mentioned it, he knew it was a bullshit contract. You know how we knew? Because in that video that he just put out, he said himself, historically, this is what we had to go through. And, when people say this, that, this, and the other, we compare to UPS and yabba, yabba. So that's what he's saying today. But a month ago, he said it's going to be a historic contract. That's what he said, right? People will be pleased. That's what he said, right? Those are your words. So my guy, you can't tell people to say, oh yeah, I agree with you. You can't, You have lost the people have lost faith in you by your own actions. You would have kept it 100 and gully and gutter. For those that don't know, that means keeping it real from the get-go in the beginning. Keeping it 100, then people would have maybe not liked it, but they would have had to respect it. But instead, you sat there and fucking strung people on. You got people making videos thinking that your shit is real. And all that, and when it comes out, you sit there and you go hide in the bunker somewhere and then go talk to people, and the person that you talk to is sitting there threatening, talking about, hey, the national call-out day, and we can't strike, and then go, you screwed up when you start your meeting off when people are saying they're already warning people about striking because your damn contract sucked. And if you knew your contract proposal sucked, then why sit there and string people along? Don't string people along, because you know damn well this new generation ain't gonna put up with that shit. This new generation ain't gonna accept that shit. The people that have been shot in the streets ain't accepting that shit. The people that are getting stuck up for these keys ain't accepting that shit. The people that are out there in -20 degrees freezing their ass off, being told that they can't have idle time, ain't accepting that shit. The people that are pissing in bottles because they can't have idle time, ain't accepting that shit. But did you cover all of that? You knew your shit was bullshit from the get-go. And it wouldn't have been bullshit, my guy. It would not have been bullshit if you kept it 100, okay? The time I made my video 4 months ago, I lost 85 subscribers that day. I did, because I told them exactly what you came out with. I knew it was gonna happen, because it's history. I do my research, I do my studying. It didn't appeal to people. Other people sat there and bullshit them along, and now still people watching that, but whatever. But I lost 85 people for that. Did it bother me? No. They got over it. They got over it. And you know what? They respect it. Because the moment it came out, people said, Jay was right all along. They shouldn't have took some guy on the internet's word for it. And there's another thing, part 4. I hear that people are telling them, stop listening to them people on the internet. Stop listening to them people on the internet. They don't know what they're talking about. To the people that are saying that are watching, to the supervisors that are sitting there messing with the other creators, number one, fuck you. I said it straight up, fuck you. If you're gonna take your time off the clock to go and bother somebody when they're doing social media on their own time, something's wrong with you. You don't like what they gotta say? Sorry. Freedom of speech is number one. Number two, when they say, hey, don't worry about social media, stop following social media, whether it's Angry Mailman, whether it's Jay, whether it's Derek, whether it's Nick, whether it's Unconscious, whether it's Saeed, if we're all speaking about something, those are our own personal thoughts. And if our thoughts align with somebody else's thoughts, you can't force your will on somebody else that thinks like me and say, don't think like them. I have children. I can't tell my child, don't think for yourself. Who the hell do you think you are? See, the problem with the post office is that y'all have been sitting here in the past, living in the past, when people are sitting here ruled with the iron fist and the iron thumb, and you think that people can't think for themselves. When the shit is sitting right there in their face, oh no, it's great. No, I'm reading it. This is not good. Well, don't look at it like that. No, then tell me how I'm supposed to look at it. When this chump sat there and told this lady a couple days ago that she said she was a single mother with a bunch of kids, and that he told her, you're gonna love the contract. It's gonna be historical. You're gonna be very pleased. That's what he said. And when it came out, she didn't like it. Don't tell her that the shit was good, because she read it for herself. Unfortunately today, for those that think that people can't read or listen or understand or comprehend for themselves, everybody has the option of information at their fingertips. Information. People gather information from different sources. They decipher the information and they utilize the information for their own worth, okay? So if you got 4, 5, 6 people on social media talking about it, and you mad? Well, why was not Renfro on social media talking about it? He did this to himself. He did, because everybody was sitting there asking what was going on. People became famous because he was not talking about a contract that he claimed was historical. He did this to himself. He did. And this ain't got nothing to do with a personal problem. And my guy, if he got a personal problem, if he had an alcohol problem, you know what? That's his thing. Okay, we all had issues in our own personal lives, and if you overcome it, great. But if you were going through that, you should have stepped aside and allowed the next person to step up and do your thing. Okay, so there's a bunch of people that are voting no on it. There's a bunch of people that are trying to get him out of there, and y'all are sitting there telling these people, don't think like that, don't think like that. Well, what are they supposed to think like? Because you like it? You want somebody else to like it? I love blue. Can I tell everybody on my channel that you better love blue? No, people think for themselves. This is the problem. Y'all better get up, wake your asses up. To the supervisors that think you could rule with an iron thumb, there's a contract still in place for those carriers. until the new one comes out. And if any one of y'all can show me where it says, you call out one day, you need to bring documentation that shows you're incapacitated for work. Incapacitated for work. Show it to me, please. You can speak all the bullshit out your mouth all you want. You'll get fired and we can't help you back. To the union clerks that said that out of their mouth, shame on you. Quit. Step down. Let somebody that's gonna fight step in, because you a clown. I said it. And if it applies to you, absorb it. I said it, because you're nobody to me. To the ones that it don't apply to, it don't bother them. And it's not just one person. It's all over the country. Because social media is what it is. People are talking about it. You can't stop the fire, because people been gassing it up the whole time. And you know who could have put the fire out? Goddamn Renfro. Goddamn Renfro. And I'm glad I got an APWU president the way he is. I didn't agree with a lot of things that he did and the way he did things, but the one thing that he did was come out and say, I'm here. Here's a line of communication. I'm here. Here's a line of communication. I'm here. Here's a line of communication. We starting this date, we're gonna talk about this. I'm here. Here's a line of communication. All Renfro had to do was do that. That's all they asked him to do. 18 months? 18 months, yeah, historical. You historically sat there and dragged people for 18 months. This is JH, I'm done with it, big. Y'all have pissed the old man off, but I love Christmas. Love to end it off with the Christmas. So I think that was enough there. The unicorn.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.